deepest bowels of your imagination.
Actually, he's from Canada there, bud.
From the famed Hodder Show Studios, this is The Hodder Show.
What is up, everybody? We are Rolling Audio here today on episode 99 of The Hodder Show. I hope you're doing fantastic. Thank you so much for tuning in and clicking that play button on today's episode of the podcast, guys. I'm so excited for this episode. This episode has been a long time coming. Episode 100 is this freaking Sunday. I am so excited for that. If you could not tell, I'm very hyper and excited. Today, though, we're taking a bit of a look back, a bit of a rewind, a bit of a moonwalk backwards as we look back on some of my favorite moments and memories from the last 100 episodes of The Hodder Show. And let me tell you something. This was not a very easy podcast to make because there was so many moments and memories I wanted to have on here. I kept it down to the ones that I really think kind of entitled what this podcast is all about. Some moments that really are either special to me for certain reasons, or they just made me laugh the most, or just memories that I just go, man, like I really enjoyed that podcast or that moment, and that moment best kind of encases what that podcast was all about. It was just a lot of fun to go through all the podcasts. Obviously it took me a while. I started going through the podcasts. Oh God, when did I start getting ready for this? Like, it was a few months ago that I started going through all the podcasts and kind of jotting down notes for what clips I wanted to have. And then just the last couple of weeks, I've kind of been piecing them together. And it may not seem like that many clips, considering it's only about 40 minutes or 45 minutes worth of stuff. But let me tell you, that could have easily been like a 4-hour thing. Okay. But like I said, I wanted to keep it to the moments that I think were best represent the Hodder Show and myself, best represent kind of what this podcast is all about. And it's mostly funny, fun stuff. Obviously, there's some more sentimental stuff, like obviously having Sam on the podcast. That's purely a sentimental thing for me because that's one of my favorite podcasts for that reason, if not my favorite podcast for that reason. I, of course, have Mr. Jason Reese doing a run-in on the 50th episode live cast in there as well, because that was just such a special moment for me. It's been a long time coming, guys, getting to this point, but it's been a wonderful journey. I said it before, there's been ups and downs with this, as with most things. When you're doing some form of entertainment or putting something on the internet or whatever, there's going to be peaks and valleys, and there's going to be high points and low points, but it's awesome that just the majority of this journey has been just overwhelmingly positive. You guys have been overwhelmingly positive and supportive of this and everything else that I do. I've had some amazing people help me out. I've met some amazing people on this journey. Some of my fellow podcasters and podcasting peers, you will even hear from actually in this. A couple of them were nice enough to do a shout out for me, which just meant the world to me, the fact that they were willing to do it. We had Fork Found Reviews guys who did one up for me, and of course, Think About Podcast. Very excited. You guys need to check them out and support them because they're wonderful guys, and they're just the fact that they did these little shout outs for me was just so awesome because not a lot of people would, and it shows. The fact that they went out of their way to do it is just it's awesome. So be sure to check them out. I'm so excited for you guys to hear this. Brandon put a lot of work into this as well. Just right off the bat, Brandon puts a lot of work into everything that we do here at The Hodder Show. The producer, Brandon Brown, the Kevin Dunn of The Hodder Show. But this episode, I know, was a lot of work for him to edit. So hit Brandon up, thank him for doing this for me, and thank him for all of his hard work, because I know he doesn't like to receive credit or take credit for anything. But without Brandon, I would not be able to do this podcast, and this podcast would not be to the quality of standard that I think it is at now. This journey has been great. And I feel now the way the podcast is the podcast I've always wanted. The quality, the little intro, the ad spot, the way it is, the content. This is what I wanted the Hodder Show to be from day one. And it's taking a long time to get here. 90 episodes to be exact. But we're here. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the future. I can't wait to tell you guys the big announcement that I have on the live cast. I actually have two announcements, one of which is a pretty big one. I'm very excited for it, and one of which is kind of a smaller announcement, but it's going to be a big announcement in the sense of how things are going to go at the Harder Show. Some of you might be a little confused when I announce it, but hopefully once I back it up, you'll understand where I'm coming from. It's going to be a great time, the live cast, guys. Episode 100 live cast. Again, it's February 19th at 7 p.m. on a Sunday. I'm hoping everyone can come out to it. I know I've talked about it the last couple podcasts. This is the last time I'm going to talk about it. Of course, because this is the last podcast, but I'm really hoping you guys come out for it. Be sure to check out that Facebook event so that you can keep up with everything that goes on with it. If there's any time changes or anything at all like that, it's going to be on YouTube this time, so there should be no more issues. The 75th live cast, it was fun and it was great, but doing it on Facebook on my end, I had a lot of issues. So this time it's on YouTube. Hopefully everyone is able to come out to it, because it would mean the world to me to get all of y'all out for it, because it's going to be a great time. Be sure to bring all your questions. Be sure to bring your happy thoughts and your positive energy and all that kind of thing. This podcast today, I'm hoping it makes you guys laugh. I'm hoping it makes you guys smile. If you've someone who, like my buddy Mr. Matthew Cans, who's been listening from day one, I'm sure it's going to bring back some memories as well. Before I get into it, I got to thank everybody for the support on the last couple of episodes of the podcast. Brandon's episode, the world traveling episode I put up on Monday. It was great. A couple of people hit me up who said they don't usually listen to the podcast and they really enjoyed it just because of the content. So that's awesome. Of course, the Mikes and Beers, the third, that was the most outrageous podcast I've done. A couple of people hit me up who don't usually listen to the podcast and said, like, yeah, like I really enjoyed it. And some people were very surprised at how vulgar I got. I had a couple people message me jokingly saying they were very offended. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Brandon, Ryan, thank you for helping me out with that and being great guests as usual. Definitely we'll have them on again on the podcast in the future, a whole whack. And you can bet your ass we're going to do another Mikes and Beers. So that's going to do it for my intro here today, guys. I just want to roll right into this podcast here, this collection of moments and memories. Instead of my normal kind of intro music into the podcast, we're going to take a second and we're going to reverse the clock and go back to the first intro for the first episode of The Harder Show right now. Let's take a moonwalk backwards. Let's get into it. Check 1 2. All right, we're rolling. Finally, after what feels like an eternity. My name is TJ Hodder, and welcome to the very first episode of The Harder Show.
I think Dean Ambrose is going over, but I kind of wish this was like a Falls Count Anywhere match, because like I want to see like this match spill over into like the Dallas Cowboys locker room and like out into Jerry Jones's office and just like everywhere. I want them to be having like a Dallas Cowboys team meeting somewhere, and Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar just fly through a wall or something. I think that'd be great, but I don't think it's a Falls Count Anywhere. I still want to see that. Like I want to see them like fight on the streets of Dallas. I want this to spill out of the arena and just them fighting.
You see Brock Lesnar running after him down the street.
I want to see like Brock Lesnar throw Dean Ambrose into traffic. And
oh my god! And you know what? I wouldn't even put it past like Dean Ambrose. Is that
Dean Ambrose would take a bump off getting hit by a car.
I can totally see that. He'd be like, "Okay, throw me into the car windshield while it's moving." Dean, that could kill you. That's okay. That's okay. I got this.
And I want to see what he does to Chainsaw Charlie.
Dude, that's gonna be ridiculous.
You may get your wish, not in Falls Count Anywhere. I say 1/3 of this match this time won't be in the ring.
Oh, 100%.
Only a third. Because this is a chance for both of them just to go ape shit on each other.
I just want to see like Dean Ambrose throw Brock Lesnar off of the stadium. Like, they just climb to the top of the stadium and Dean Ambrose throw Brock Lesnar off.
Brock going down.
I want to see Dean Ambrose get thrown off the stadium and rebound off the ropes and come back.
He gets thrown off the stadium roof, back into the ring, rebounds off the ropes, flies back up, and clotheslines Brock Lesnar off of the stadium into San Antonio.
Like this, he just falls.
I want to see somebody make a cartoon of that.
Oh, I want someone to do that.
Summer prior to that, where I had this stupid idea on the first date to be like, hey, you want to go meet some of my friends? I wasn't even attracted to this girl. I just had nothing better to do. And we go, and then, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Ryan Wood and Adam Lintlop both were there. You know, they're talking to her, they're getting to know her. It's like, oh, she must be, you know, he must like this one because he brought her to go see, you know, brought her to come see the band that's playing at this bar. And, you know, he came to see her, you know, she came to meet his friends and shit. And the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, fuck, I don't know how to get out of this date. I brought
Someone want her? I don't want her.
I brought her to meet my friends so somebody would, like, say something embarrassing and she'd be like, yeah, get me out of here. But no, that didn't happen. She was enamored. She was happy. She was loving it. I'm like, fuck! And so the date ends. It's about 9 o'clock at night. I think we started hanging out at like 4. It was a 5-hour date that I just couldn't find a way out of.
Oh, God.
And I drop her off around her place. I never drop them off at their house because I don't want to be like, I think that's weird. Especially at the first date, especially if I never want to see them again. I'm like, I'll drop you off near your house.
Jump out.
Yeah.
I'll drive by.
Tuck and roll. So, and she, you know
I'm sorry. I just picture you driving by someone's house. Tuck and roll, bitch. Just push her out. Oh, fuck.
So I drop her off at this gas station. It's like, it's a sketchy part of like Oshawa too. I'm like, okay.
Classy gentleman here.
I'm like, I don't want to drop her off at her house, but I don't want her to get killed. Jesus. So I drop her off, and she, you know that thing that the girls do where they stay in the car until you want to kiss them and all that?
Yeah.
I just stood there and stared. I just sat there. Nope.
So the door handle's there.
She
let me get that for you.
She's about to open the door. She looks at me. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay, bye. I'm like, oh.
Oh, God.
Because I had like these like really bad like thoughts of her just lunging at me or something like that. I'm like, no.
It was that bad, huh?
I just, no attraction there whatsoever. Again, nice girl. Not bad to look at. Just nope. And that's after I had like an epiphany at that point. Being like, I'm fucking picky.
Yeah.
I'm fucking picky as shit.
Use your fucking turn signals. All kinds of drivers out there on the road. All kinds of drivers. Another one of my personal favorites has got to be the Risky Randy. The Risky Randy. They're great. If you don't know what a Risky Randy is, I'll explain it to you. Risky Randy is that person you see who is waiting to turn either left or right on a busy street, and they're sitting there, and they're just chilling, they're hanging out, and then all of a sudden, they decide it's a very good idea to pull out into oncoming traffic. Now, usually the whole idea when you're turning left or right on a busy street is you want to wait for an opening. And sometimes you have to kind of have some balls and just pull out in front of someone. I totally get that. That's fine. But that's not what a Risky Randy does. Risky Randys love to wait until the last possible second. I'm cruising along doing my thing. I could be in Oshawa or Curtis. This happens to me a lot in Curtis for some reason. I don't know why. Curtis, get your shit together. I'm driving along, and I see a guy. He's maybe quite a few feet up, and he's waiting to turn right. So I go, okay, this guy's got tons of time to turn right. So I kind of, not slow down, but like I get ready, and he's not turning right. So I go, okay, he's being cautious. That's fine. So I keep going about my business. I'm about, say about 10 feet from him, and this motherfucker decides to pull out in front of me. Waits to the last possible second and pulls out in front of me. At least he has his blinker on, but still. Pulls out in front of me. I slam on the brakes so I don't hit this dumbass. And then he has the audacity to give me a dirty look when I get up beside him. I say, are you not all there? Are you okay? Are you okay, dude? Like, if you're going to turn into oncoming traffic, or the worst is when they're turning left. Okay? There's if you guys know where Holt Road is in Curtis there. This happens all the time there, and I don't know why it's there, that this always happens to me, but it seems to happen every time I drive by there. There's someone sitting there waiting to turn out of Holt Road. It's a very busy spot right there. So you kind of have to be a little bit of balls there when you pull out. That's fine. But when I am driving, okay, and I'm sure other people have experienced this, when I'm driving and you friggin' pull out in front of me, again, you wait for the last possible second, There's no cars on the other side of the road. And I'm the only one who's on the road right now. And I'm cruising along doing my business, and you wait for the last fucking second to pull up in front of me. Why? Are you an adrenaline junkie that's retired from jumping off buildings or something? Like, what the fuck happened? If you're that much of an adrenaline junkie that you need that kind of rush in your life or something, go fucking jump out of a plane. Okay? That's fine. Go do that. Don't pull up in oncoming traffic. You fucking dumbass. This is the only time I can really say,
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I remember that film. How's that song go?
Let's not.
David,
And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I
remember that film.
Okay, I'm done.
Jesus Christ. We just sang whatever that song is.
Deep Blue something.
Yeah, there you go. I bring to the attention of the podcast the gauge.
Brandon's
Now, Brandon, can you please explain the gauge to my listeners?
Okay, now if you're listening to this on the podcast, do like a little put down all your fingers except for your pinky and your thumb, and you're gonna have like this little like V shape in your hand and all that, and then do the same thing with your other hand, and basically turn them so your palms are facing out.
And your thumbs are pointing towards each other.
Touch your thumbs together. And then point your pinkies outwards and all that, and you're gonna have like some sort of measuring device that you've created now. And then
This is the gauge.
I was taught this by my uncle. And now if the girl's
behind.
derriere does not fit in the said gauge you've made with your hands, it's probably not a good idea to go after her.
And that was the kind of stuff we were dealing with in high school with Brandon.
And now. But I
now.
digress.
Because your standards are ridiculous.
That's why I'm single.
And there was a
Now,
short.
see, now hang on. Now,
there,
hang
no,
on.
there was a
No,
short
no,
period where
See,
I just straight up left the
See,
cafeteria.
I'm calling shenanigans here for a second.
You kicked me out of course.
When I kicked you out of Quarterstone,
You kicked
I
me
did
out.
it via text. I wasn't.
No,
enough of a
I was in
man.
the fucking cafeteria with you.
Didn't even happen that way though.
I was in the cafeteria with you because I remember being like, "Fuck you guys," and I went to the hallway, the legendary Audrey Hepburn hallway, and I stayed there, and I hung out with.
Because I
everyone
recall
else.
this happening via text.
No,
Because I was like literally on the bus, like, yeah, I just don't know if this is gonna work anymore, man.
no, because I distinctly remember Bowden being like, "We should probably talk about this with him."
I don't remember that at all.
How many albums have we put out by that point?
None.
Oh, okay. Just make
We had like
See-
75 tracks.
Yes.
75 tracks.
14-second tracks,
But I wasn't dedicated enough
multiple demos, and that's the thing is
in a high school band.
We
I
decided
wasn't dedicated enough.
because this incarnation of Quarterstone.
It was heartbreaking, man.
Oh, dude, this incarnation of Quarterstone. We ended up as a 5-piece. And we had like one or two quote unquote jam sessions. One of our members couldn't play their instrument at all. And I'm not talking about Garrett or Brandon or myself. He remained nameless.
Yep.
And another one was way better than we needed him to be.
Yep.
So just nothing happened. And I think it happened once or twice. And then I was like, oh, like this just isn't working. So then,
Because you got to remember, this is the TJ Hodder show.
yes, this is literally. I was like, okay, no, like I'm gonna like reinvent grunge music and bring back the grunge movement, and I can't do this with a band that is not dedicated. So instead of realizing, hey, none of us can play our fucking instruments good enough, really together to actually make something happen at this point, instead of just realizing, oh, maybe I'm the issue, maybe I am not good enough at playing my instrument.
Or maybe we should take the time to actually put a decent recording together.
Well, we physically couldn't.
I know, but I was just saying, like, it wasn't just all your fault.
There's multiple things.
Yeah, there were multiple
different things.
multiple
At
issues.
the end of the day,
It was fuck
at
you,
the
get
time,
out.
none of us were really like, none of us were really good enough
No.
to make it happen. And I was like, okay, so like,
We were lucky enough to have like a group of friends that were all musically inclined.
Yes.
But the talent and dedication and time, which any high school student has none of,
it just was not going to happen.
this wasn't going to happen.
So
Unless you're devoted.
Brandon and I decided that we were going to go back to our roots of playing like more acoustic based stuff. And I was like,
acoustic guitar jams.
yes. And I was like, okay, like
We don't need
we
you.
don't really need anyone else.
See ya.
So then I was like, okay, so, hey, Eric, thanks, buddy, but sayonara. He was like, okay, whatever.
I'm having chicken.
Still learning how to
Yeah.
play bass.
And then Aldrin was just kind of like, okay, I don't really care. All
See
right,
ya.
see ya. Same with like, well, what about Garrett? And I'm like, okay, well, like, Garrett doesn't play guitar.
Nope.
So I just feel like,
See ya.
like unless he's willing to learn how to play guitar. And I'm pretty sure I remember having this conversation with you. We were like, yeah, I learned how to play guitar. And like I think it was like a week. And then I'm like, no, man, the dedication isn't there.
Yeah.
I give it a week, and I'm like, no, the dedication. He was as good as me in like a week, and I'm like, no, the dedication isn't there. So that sparked the yeah. I feel like you're not dedicated enough. There's a dude I've known at this point for well over 10 years.
I think I was pissed about it for a solid like 2 days, and then I came back and was like,
So like, what's up?
we're still friends. So
See-
this changes nothing really.
Like I literally have no actual idea how many Pokemon there are. You know who would know? I'm just inquiring minds like them all, guys. How many Pokemon are there? I really don't know. Like I have no idea. I know in the original like there's like 152 or something stupid like that. I probably should have done my research. But you know who would know how many Pokemon there are? Is my producer, Mr. Brandon Bowden. And I think I'm going to call him right now, live on the podcast. I'm going to ask him this very simple, quick question. Bear with me here for just a moment, folks. We're going to call him and ask him. It's ringing.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
So I'm currently podcasting, and I have a question for you. I just have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
How many Pokemon are there in total?
What's that?
How many Pokemon are there in total?
721.
721.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Like, why though?
That's not including the ones that have been released for the new game now.
Oh my God.
If you include the ones that have been released for the new game, there's almost 750. Probably over.
That's friggin' ridiculous. I don't know why they need that many friggin' Pokemon.
What, you doing a podcast about Pokemon?
I'm talking about Pokemon Go on the podcast. And you're live on the podcast, and I'm sitting there going, I wonder how many Pokemon there are in total. I was trying to remember. I thought there was like 300.
Officially released Pokemon in game.
Okay, so repeat that one more time for me.
721 officially released Pokemon in game now.
Jesus Christ. All right. That's a lot of Pokemon. All right, well, I will let you go. I didn't mean to bother you. I had that question, and inquiring minds would like to know, and I wanted to call you and ask.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right, see ya. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Live on the Harder Show. I take a second to call my producer, Mr. Brandon Bowden, who is a hell of a friggin' worker, because he had no idea I was going to do that. I just called him out of the blue. I haven't talked to him all day, and just call him up. Hey, buddy, what's up? How many Pokemon are there? Like, just perfect, folks. This is the guy who's been my best friend for years, and he's the producer of the Harder Show. He takes his job very seriously, and he takes his Pokemans very seriously, which is why when he delivered that line, it was all business. There was no funniness about it, and that's why Brandon Bowden is the producer of the Harder Show. That's why he is one hell of a worker, folks.
Hey, this is Matt.
This is Adam.
This is Josh from Fork Found Movie Reviews.
And we just wanted to tell Senior TJ congratulations on 100 episodes.
100.
Congrats, man. 100 episodes is no joke.
Yeah, man. Congratulations, and here's to 100 more.
From the cockles of our souls, congrats, and may the forks be with you.
May the forks be with you.
And also with you, TJ.
All right, guys, let's say hypothetically here for a second that you have a business, you're in a band, you're a podcaster like me, you have a YouTube show, and you need some awesome new merch, business cards, logos, even maybe some t-shirts done up. Well, you need to look no further than my man, Mr. Jason Reese, over at Jaybird Digital Arts. Jason is offering a special 10% off discount just for listeners of The Harder Show when you mention The Harder Show upon contacting him. But what exactly does he do? Well, Jason does t-shirts, posters, album design, tickets, photo manipulation. You guys still with me? Advertising, business stationery, mailers, brochures, fine art, and anything else you can imagine, Jaybird Digital Arts can create it. Jason has done all of the t-shirts, logos, banners, and all social media stuff for both The Harder Show and for Harder Guitar Services, so I can promise that you will love and be inspired by what Jason comes up with. You can contact him on the web at www.jaybird, that's Jaybird, digitalarts.com, or you can search for him on Facebook and Instagram under the Jaybird Digital Arts handle. Search hashtag Jaybird Digital Arts for a look at all of his awesome and unique work. DJ, can you explain the birds and the bees using wrestling? Oh, good Lord. You know, I try really hard here, folks. I try really hard to make this an entertaining show. And when I say let's keep it PG for the live cast, and then that comes out. Okay, so the Birds and the Bees explained by wrestling. I don't even know how to start this. So let's say you got a male wrestler, okay, and you got a female wrestler, all right, and they both want to win the championship. They both want to cash in the money in the bank, so to speak. And they both want to cash in, but you got to make sure, because this is going to be their first cash in. Got to make sure it is with the right person at the right time for the right title, so to speak. How am I doing so far? Am I doing okay so far? So basically, you're going to start off. With start off easy. Maybe a couple promos. You know what I'm saying? Couple promos. Couple promos. You know, talk a little bit to each other. A little bit of. Well, yeah. I was trying to avoid using that word, but basically, foreplay is promos. If you couldn't tell, I'm very uncomfortable trying to explain this with wrestling. It's actually really hard. So you get your promos going first. You know what I'm saying? Then, see, then you can't just give her the cripple crossface. You gotta pull it back for a minute here, dude. You're getting a little too excited. So you gotta pull her back. All right, pull her back. So you're both gonna step in the ring. First, you're gonna give yourselves a good stretch. You're gonna get in the ring, and the first thing you're gonna do is you gotta have a good solid lockup. Okay, you have to make sure it's a good solid lockup, or it's gonna ruin the entire match. If you know what I'm saying. So go ahead and give a good lockup. And then you're gonna wrestle around a little, you know, establish a good hold. You know, maybe the male wrestler decides to lock her in an armbar for a couple minutes. Maybe lock her in a leg lock. You know, keep her there for a few minutes. Make sure she's good and worked over. And then from there, maybe the tides turn, and she goes ahead and locks in some kind of a chokehold. You know. She's going to go for the gut wrench suplex, and then she's going to hold it in some kind of a waist lock. Let's say she gives him a bear hug. Okay? Gives him a bear hug. And, you know, she wants to make sure he's weak. He's weak. You know? That she's weak. And she's getting them all worked over, and he's about ready to tap out, let's just say. So then this is when things get interesting. Because then you got to start hitting the high spots. Now, so this could be, you know, starts maybe with a male wrestler flips over, he starts giving her chops to the chest, or something like that. Because, you know, at this point, it's time for action. The fans want to see some action, as do both the competitors in the ring. You know, she go ahead and gives a reversal, throws him into the ropes. You know, and he hits her with a spear. Hits her with a good solid spear. Maybe a few times. Maybe a couple hundred times. I don't know. And then from there, of course, you know, you got to change it up. You keep doing the same move over and over again, the fans are going to start chanting, "This is boring." So from there, you got to go ahead and maybe give him something really exciting. So, you know, say the female wrestler throws him outside of the ring, jumps up on the top rope, goes ahead and jumps off some kind of a crossbody, lands on top of him, starts feeding them shots into the face. Then from there, of course, the male wrestler needs to take back over control, throws her in the ring. Now, this could go on for multiple moments. He could give her a pile driver. You just don't know. Lifts her up, gives her a pile driver, calls it a day, locks in another submission of some kind, perhaps a crippler crossface, anything at all. It could be an Iron Man match. You don't know. At some point, maybe, depending on what you need to do in that match, maybe you bring in some items. You know, bring in a steel chair, bring in a kento stick. You know, you never know what the person's into. You'll want to avoid making it a cage match, depending on the situation. Especially if this is the first wrestling match you are having with this person, you may want to avoid that. I don't know, just my opinion. So, after a while, after maybe a couple submissions, you got to finish it off because after a while it's too much. You know what I'm saying? A good match, both parties need to be happy with the match, and then you call it. You got to call a good finish though. You could submit her if you want, but most of the time what ends up happening is the female wrestler is going to hit that big submission and win the match. So it could be anything. It could be a good solid sleeper. It's a solid sleeper. Dragon sleeper. Let's say put him in the Taz mission, okay? And you're just choking him out, right? You're just choking him right out. Got that chokehold locked in real good. He's gasping for air. He doesn't even know what country he's in right now. And then finally, after a little bit of struggle, you win the match. He taps out. He passes out. It's over. And then you make your exit, depending on the situation. That's all I got. And sometimes depending on what kind of wrestling you like, you know, you have a good solid one-on-one match. Maybe you have a tag team match. Maybe you have a fatal four-way. Maybe you have a triple threat match. Maybe you have a Royal Rumble. Multiple submissions. Okay, that's all I have to say, folks. So that is me doing my best to explain the birds and the bees using wrestling. I hope that it explains it as well as I can here. I mean, this is an educational channel as well, folks, if you didn't know. So that's all I got. That's all I got on this. Going back here.
There's a run-in.
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 Oh, damn!
We're running in.
What's up, man?
How are you?
What, buddy?
You can't
Holy
you
crap.
can't have a
Oh, man.
semi-centennial without the shirts,
Oh, man.
Get it in here.
Holy, ladies and gentlemen. What a moment. Mr. Jason Reese,
The shirts ever-
Gabriel Digital Arts guys. He
Rock
just
on.
made the drive out
Making
to
the effort.
bring me these.
The only reason I came out.
Oh,
Selfishly,
man.
I wanted to be home to watch it, but I
Oh,
felt guilty
man.
having these sitting with me when they could have been here.
Dude. Look at that. Dude, thank you so much.
Congratulations,
Oh, my God.
50. Let's do more at the 100. What do you say?
Yeah, dude.
All right.
Absolutely.
Wicked.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can see here, there is a bit of a delay on the thing there, but you can see the Harder Show t-shirts are here. He literally messaged me this morning and was like, yo, I got them, and I was freaking out, and I was like, oh, man, it'd be great if I could have them. And Jason literally went out of his way. He has driven down
They
from
did.
Belleville.
Yeah, going back right now. I got the dogs in the car.
Dude.
When you gave me your phone, I started like messaging him. Like, I told him when he walks up there, I'm like, he has no idea.
I literally,
That's
I'm like,
funny.
oh, man, this is, well, if I don't plug you enough.
I know. You do me good. You do me good. That's for sure.
Oh, man,
That's the name of the
guys.
show.
The Jason Reese Show, that's going to be it. Oh, man.
Done and done.
Dude.
I gotta get back. I gotta
Give me
go
a
to
hug.
Jake's.
Give me a hug.
I gotta
Thank you
go to
so
Jake's.
much, man.
You're welcome, man.
Seriously.
My pleasure.
I appreciate
My
that.
pleasure.
Man.
You do good by me.
Guys.
Get it on you now.
Sorry?
Put it on. Wear the damn thing.
Yeah,
Get
what
it
the
on.
hell?
Just change it off screen. They might ban you if you can't take your
Yeah,
shirt
they'll
off.
probably ban me if I do that.
Good thing I didn't bring the hotter show underdrawers, eh?
Yeah.
Those are coming. That's for, that's
Those
for
are coming, though. Those are coming,
That's
ladies.
for
I'll be right back, guys. Those are coming. Holy crap.
Awesome. One of these is yours, right?
What's that?
One of these has your name on it, doesn't it?
I think so.
Nice.
One does, yes.
Nice.
I'm getting a shower first before I put mine on. I just get to the gym.
Maximum comfort.
Perfect. Look at that.
Now, right before you leave,
Yeah.
there is one in here with your name on it.
Oh, dude, you sell these all. Get your money.
No, I got one.
Recoup some money.
I got one here that I specifically made sure I ordered for you.
I'll represent it.
What size do you need?
I'll take an L.
An L?
Extra medium.
Extra medium. Extra medium.
Put me up with the schmedium. I got the schmedium deal.
Medium. Perfect. Well, there you go. I
Beauty.
appreciate everything you've done.
I'll
Seriously,
rep it.
thank you so much.
I'll do you
That
proud.
is,
I'll
that
rep
is
you every chance
amazing.
I can. Done. Carry on. I gotta get
right.
home to watch the rest
All
of it now. Go late. Run late.
All right. Holy crap, guys. Okay. Let me get my bearings here for a second. Oh, man. Okay. So,
I apologize for taking off there for a second, guys. But what just happened? If you guys didn't catch that, basically, Mr. Jason Reese from Jaybird Digital Arts just literally went out of his way. He just drove down from Belleville to come bring me these shirts. The live, right here on the Harder Show livecast, the Harder Show t-shirts, right here. I have them in my hand. I am currently wearing it right now on the livecast. I have the Harder Show t-shirts. Guys, you got to forgive me because that's amazing. Seriously, if you guys haven't checked Jason out and Jaybird Digital Arts and that, please do, for the love of God. The fact that he just did that is I can't even like talk to him. Brandon's up there talking to him. I'm like, literally, I'm in the middle of the live cast and he knows that. He said, get back to it. I'm sure you heard him. I had no idea that was gonna happen. He asked me for the house number earlier, and I was like, oh, he must be shipping it to me. And he said, where are you at now? And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, Brandon, take care of this. And he just showed up. I'm seriously at a loss for words, guys. That was that as special as this was going to be, that just made that so much more special that he just did that. Seriously, guys, go and support Jason, because I say all the time that he's a great guy and all that kind of thing, and the fact that he just did that, no other reason than just to make sure I had them for today for the live cast. I'm at a loss for words right now.
You're so excited, you're sweating.
I figured I am so excited right now.
He sweats.
No. I'll dude, I put the Tim Hortons order away, right? I'm in the freezer. It's minus 25, and I'm sweating buckets. I'm doing the order with this kid today. I was like training him how to like where to put stuff and everything. He's just like, dude, are you okay? That's a beautiful segue there. And he's just like, this kid's just like, dude, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, you're sweating buckets. I'm like, okay, I'm not sure if you've realized this might come as a shock to you, but I'm a fat guy. What were your thoughts when I told you I was going to start doing the podcast, when I first showed you that little clip? Do you remember what?
Well, if I'm being brutally honest.
Oh, this is next. Hang on a second. Ladies and gentlemen, Light at Night.
No. But in all seriousness, if I'm being honest, I didn't think they were actually going to go through with it, because over the past, 3 years-ish, you would always talk about wanting to do, I should do a podcast, I'm so funny, this is entertainment.
Obviously joking, but yes.
I know, but, joking all the time. And you would, come up with, little materials you could talk about, and then, a month later, you'd be like, I should really do that. So when you presented it, I was like, okay, maybe he's a little bit more serious. And then when you did your actual first podcast and you set everything up, I was like, all right, he's serious.
This is
you're
happening.
very good at what you do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
How often do you actually listen to the podcast?
Well, you see, when you first started doing it, it was kind of hard because you were only posting the SoundCloud links.
Yes.
And I got to listen to a couple of them, not downloading SoundCloud, and then I had to download SoundCloud.
Yeah, then SoundCloud started being a bunch of coots about the whole thing.
So I couldn't listen
Pardon my
to
language.
a bunch of them. So anytime that you weren't home, I would try and listen to them when you had them saved on the computer. But I probably haven't listened to all of them.
Well, there's 58 of them, so I would assume not.
And you always do them when I'm at work, so.
Well, yeah.
So it's kind of hard for me to
That was the whole point. Because I was something for me to do when you weren't around, when I was all bored. Mm-hmm. It was something for me to do. And now it's become so much more than that. Now it's just...
It's his life.
Now it is my life and my desire and passion. No, not really. But
yes, really.
it's not my entire life. It is something that I enjoy doing on my free time when you're not around. Do you have a different opinion? Touche. So out of all the podcasts I've done that you've heard, what's been your favorite one so far?
Definitely the road rage one.
Yeah, because you relate.
It's really funny, and yeah, I can relate.
Because you just relate so hard.
Half of the things that you're talking about is stuff that you've probably heard me say before.
Yes, and stuff I've done before. Like, for sure. I just edited that out.
I'm pretty sure if I did that, I want you to like kick me in the teeth. Like, if I ever get to that point where I'm like selling my problems in order,
I will hold you to that. Like,
please do.
Like 10 years from now, you guys will be like headlining Download, and
I'm
you'll be
like-
like sitting there like, yes, buy my t-shirts. 'cause
pretty much, I'll just be like, I don't feel like playing. If you buy some of my shit, though, I will play.
will.
I will play,
And I'll just come
for
running.
every 100 albums. I will play one song.
And I'll just come running.
Please do.
What is that?
Yeah, I just want you to like jump up and like judo kick me in the face.
I will jump up and judo kick you in the face.
Okay, and that I think is the perfect ending to that. So if you have someone that's upset, for the love of God, judo kick them in the face.
Judo kick them in the face. And of course, with Brandon doing some editing and that kind of thing, it's been cool. A couple people have said like, "Hey, like your podcast doesn't sound like shit anymore." Right on. And I said, "Whoa!"
Are these the kind of critiques you get?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's people I don't like.
You have some terrible friends.
Yeah, I really do.
Hey man, your podcast almost doesn't sound like shit anymore. What happened?
I do.
I just had somebody play with it a little bit. You want to go for lunch? Eh?
Yeah, it's like, hey bro, what's going on now? Not much. Your podcast is just like shit anymore. Good job. Okay, thanks.
That's the kind of friend Brock Lesnar would be. Hey man, how's it going? Your podcast, it doesn't sound like shit anymore, eh?
We heard him on the Skype episode I did with Brandon and this gentleman, and that would be 2027's Man of the Year, Mr. Adam Lindlaw.
Thank you. Save the kangaroos. You're tuning into the Beyond the Wall show with Beyond the Wall.
Is taking his cat to another room. Please stand by.
Please stand by, and I will take your order.
Welcome back to DJ Otter with Beyond My Balls.
Stop there. So I'm glad I got that on audio because that was my one hope. I was like, I hope he laughs enough at some point that I can just get that on audio.
And you have it.
And I have it now forever.
Twice.
Can we have that?
Oh my God, you can use that as swears. What's that?
What the?
Oh my God. TJ, your face is so red. I think I just paused out for a second. I was laughing so hard. Oh my God, that was weird. Okay. I'm just like literally, oh my God.
Did your face and your arms are doing totally different skin tones right now?
I just like went to another dimension. Okay.
When you hit the blunt too hard.
By Randy.
Oh my God.
You're crying.
That was fucked.
That's what happens when you hit the blunt too hard.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure
DJ's not here anymore.
This is
Your head starts
Randy.
spinning around all the way.
Your mother sucks dicks in hell.
Turn these pink walls into a nice lime green.
Lime green. Oh my God.
Into a nice bright blue the way you want it.
Yeah, nice bright blue.
There you go, man.
So I'm back. I literally just like blacked out for a second. I was laughing so hard. That's never happened to me in my entire life.
You gotta start doing it again.
I probably should go to a hospital, but I think I'm okay.
Like I try to like push myself and like try to like do fancy things. And I'm like, oh yeah, like this is kind of cool. Like it might be hard to play for a couple times, but then I'll get used to it and it'll be good. Yeah. But like I don't go out of my way to be like, I'm gonna do this like insane tapping part that I have no idea how to do.
He doesn't want to do stuff that's out of his league.
Yeah. So enjoy.
That just happened.
This is a shout out for TJ Hodder, the Hodder Show. I'm Raf.
I'm Bart from the Thing About podcast.
Cunt got to 100 shows. Who would have thunk it?
Nice.
And we got to 50. Well done, though. Don't stop.
Keep going, mate, because in cricket in Australia, that's a really big deal, a century.
It is 100. That's a milestone, TJ. You've made it.
Proud of you.
thanks for the shout outs as well. Thanks for the help with the social media. It has been, in all seriousness, like, yes, your dick, ha, penis on forehead. It has been a genuinely nice interacting with you experience, mate. So we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Peace.
Talking about crushes, and first crushes and that kind of thing. I ran into mine like the other day.
Like Tuesday?
Yeah. Like my first crush. I should say I ran into her. I like saw her out somewhere.
How is Steve Buscemi doing?
You know what's really funny? She kind of looks like him now. There's a mic right in front of you. Open your goddamn eyes. I'm not selling that for you. That was a bad joke.
That's it. Kill him.
It's a bad joke. No, I love Matt. You can't kill him. I'm very affectionate when I'm drinking.
You know what? Why don't you actually just pause and delete that section?
I don't want to. I'm not doing it. It's my podcast. I want to leave that in. I'm not turning off the damn mic. You're sitting there looking at me. You're sitting there looking at me like, delete the section. Is this your podcast? No. So don't try to hijack my podcast.
Hey,
what were you going to say?
Can you say something for me? Respect my authority.
Respect my authority. That was a terrible Carbon. Yeah. I'm gonna just clip that in right now.
You will respect my authority.
Okay, so the floor is yours.
Like an amp sim. You know, I hate it when I accidentally plug into a potato as opposed to my amp. Honestly, it happens to me like
So do I.
every show.
It happens to me
honestly,
at least once.
I just bring a potato with me. I just happen to have one. Just accidentally plug into a potato. And I just sit here, and the tech and I are just sitting here just wondering, why is this not working?
Why is this potato not producing tone?
Where are the mids?
Where are the mids in this tone? Why is this potato not producing? They're plugging pedals into it.
It's like, do I need a new battery? Am I like, are my cables broken?
I'm gonna make a meme. I'm gonna tag you in it. It's gonna be a potato. Like, where are my mids? I don't know why I found that so funny.
Or just too many mids.
Too many mids.
Too much
Where's
mid.
the mid skew? Where's the bright switch? Because it works on just like
not enough gain.
Not enough gain. My line 6 sounds better.
Needs more modeling.
Oh yeah, needs more modeling for sure.
Did you have a gimmick set up or anything like that?
I mean, of course, back in the day, because I actually got into wrestling mostly through video games at first. Actually, to be honest with you, parents watched it when I was younger and I remember it. But I played some video games of it when I was a kid. So obviously, I was like, okay, well, I need a name. So I was like, I've always been the gimmick guy in the sense of I need like a okay, here comes, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Here comes Greg the Hammer Valentine. Like I always was like, I need that kind of first name in front of my name. So when I heard the Hammer, I was like, yeah. When I was like, 8 years old, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be the Hammer.
Oh, I like it. The Hammer Hodder.
Yeah, the Hammer, TJ Hodder or whatever it was, and that was my gimmick. And I had the outfit done up and everything. It was crazy. It was not good.
Was the Hammer like in the Creative Pro of these video games?
Oh yeah, he was for a long time, and then I kind of retired the gimmick a little bit. I had to. It got to. It was too 90s, Then I was the Iceman, because
nice.
that was a nickname I was given in high school during the wrestling, kind of like the amateur wrestling thing we did for a little bit there. I was given the nickname kind of as a joke, and it just stuck. So
nice,
I had to change the gimmick, but my finish has always been the same though. I've always done the cutter.
Nice. That's a good go-to,
Yeah.
Phone call. Phone call.
Are we getting a phone call?
Phone call.
Hello.
Phone call.
Hello, you're on the air with the Hodder Show. Who's this?
Excuse me, this is Marky Markinson. I wanted to call and talk to you about the Roman Reigns Kevin Owens match at the Royal Rumble this weekend. I don't think that Roman Reigns should go over, baby, because he wears a vest to the ring and he's already won 3 WWE World Heavyweight Championships. The crowd is sick and tired of seeing this long-haired tattooed Samoan in the ring. Okay, we need somebody fresh. We need we Adam Cole to come and win the WWE Universal Championship because he can wrestle and Roman can't. He doesn't know any moves. He knows like 7 moves, right? And I just,
This isn't a call-in show, Marky. I don't know how the hell you got this information or how you got the Skype number, but I mean, I appreciate your thoughts. So what you're saying is you want Adam Cole to come in on his first night of the company and win the Universal title.
Oh my God, I would just jerk off till I came if that happened. Sometimes I jerk off to people pitting Roman Reigns.
Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what the hell just happened there. Brandon, how did you even allow that to happen?
It must have hacked the system.
You must have hacked the system. This is why you're the producer, so you can stop stuff like this, man. What the hell? Goddamn.
I gotta improve my firewall.
I'm gonna have to change my Skype information. I don't know how that. I apologize for that, guys. I don't know what the hell just happened. What was his name? Marky Markinson. Marky Markinson made an appearance on the Harder Show here. Very bizarre, but anyway.
Sounded like a douche.
Yeah, he sounded like an absolute loser. Okay, so Woody, what is this horrible story you want to tell?
You ever heard of slaying a dragon?
What the fuck is happening with my podcast? What is my life right now? What is happening to my podcast, indeed? Oh my God, guys. So that was a collection of moments and memories and shout outs from the last 100 episodes of The Harder Show. That was so much fun to go through and piece together. There was hundreds of moments. There was 100 episodes to choose from. Well, technically 99 episodes to choose from. Actually, no, technically still 100 because episode 7.5 does technically count as an episode. There were so many episodes to go through and choose from. There was so many moments I wanted to include, but I thought that having at least 1 or 2 moments from each kind of 10 episodes of The Harder Show, I think was a good place to go. A lot of stuff featuring Brandon, of course. A lot of stuff featuring some of the Mikes and Beer stuff was on there. A lot of stuff featuring guests, because I feel like those are some of my best podcasts that I do. I obviously had the Turn Signals episode in there as well. Just a lot of really fun and just good moments. Having Sam talking about what she thinks of the podcast and kind of if she actually thought I would seriously ever actually go through with it and do a podcast. It was very funny to kind of hear her thoughts on that. Just because it was something that I think that, like she said, I don't think she ever thought this would actually really turn into anything. And now we're at 100 episodes this Sunday, guys. 100th episode live cast. I'm ecstatic about the whole thing. I'm basically at a loss for words at the fact that it's come so fast. Doing this pretty much every week for the last year, twice a week. It's been a long journey, but it's been a fun journey. It's been a great journey. It's a journey I would not have been able to do without the support of all of my wonderful family, all my wonderful friends, of course, Sam, my wonderful girlfriend. Brandon Bowden, my best friend and producer of The Harder Show, all the hard work he's put into it. Mr. Jason Reese for everything he's done for this podcast. Of course, Matthew for being the #1 fan of the podcast. Ryan for being such an awesome guest all the time and being a supporter. Garrett, Adam being guests and being supporters. I got to thank Michael, Anthony, the Outshine guys, the Anima League guys, all the support you guys have given me and for being on the show. I obviously have to give a big special thanks to The Thing About Podcasts, Raffenbot, for giving me that awesome little thank you clip, or not thank you, but a little shout out clip. That was very cool of them to do, as well as the Fork Found Movie Reviews guys for doing that. That was a horrible Fork Found Movie Reviews, but I can't roll. So thank you again, guys, for doing that for me. It's been awesome, this experience, the last 99 episodes. I was really looking forward to doing this, piecing it together and reliving some old memories. There's some stuff I didn't think was that funny that I go back and listen to now, and I'm like, holy shit, that was actually really funny. So the fat guy thing, I laughed so hard at that. I didn't think it was that funny at the time when I said it, but goddamn, that was pretty funny. So it's cool, man. I am so excited for the live cast, guys. If I haven't said it enough, go check out the event page on Facebook. Again, it's February 19th at 7 p.m. Really hope to see all of you out for it. Like I said, I've got a pretty big announcement. 2 announcements. One pretty big announcement, one kind of not so big, but it does affect the Harder Show in a very big way. It's going to be a change. It's going to be kind of a weird change at first, but I think it's going to be for the best. You'll understand when I talk about it. Of course, I will most likely be doing a giveaway of what exactly. You'll have to tune in to find out to see what it is. But so many people are tuning in. I might do a giveaway, might not do a giveaway. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward to hanging out with all of you guys again, shooting the breeze, and all that kind of fun stuff. I always love to hang out with you guys. So be sure to bring your questions. Be sure to bring your positive energy and happy thoughts and all that kind of things. It's going to be an absolute boss time, guys. I'm so excited for it. And that's going to be all I have for you today, guys. This is episode 99, a collection of moments and memories. I hope you guys enjoyed it, listening to it as much as I had a great time putting it together. And, of course, Mr. Brandon Bowden for piecing it together and putting in all the little beeps and interruptions and things to kind of keep everything on focus, and all the editing that he did. Obviously, he had a lot of fun doing it, all the different levels and that kind of thing. As the podcast progressed throughout the year, the levels and everything kind of got better, but having to piece all those together and make them somewhat the same level, I'm sure was just a lot of fun, Brandon, so thank you for that. But that's going to do it for me here today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Can't wait to hear from you guys again. See you on the live cast. Of course, depending on how you are listening to The Harder Show, if you're listening on SoundCloud, be sure to subscribe to The Harder Show on there. Keep up with everything that goes on in the SoundCloud. Comment, let me know what your favorite moment in this collection of moments and memories from The Harder Show was. Of course, also leave a like on this podcast. If you are listening in on the YouTube, be sure to subscribe to The Harder Show. Keep up with everything that goes on there, all the Harder Play stuff, the vlog stuff, updates, all that thing. Of course, you can check out the playlists. I have a podcast playlist. I have the Harder Plays playlist, and I have the vlogs, updates, and more playlist. Be sure to leave a like or dislike on this video, depending on what you thought of it, and comment. Let me know what your favorite moment was that I talked about, or if there's a moment that you enjoyed that I forgot about, be sure to let me know. There's a lot of podcasts to go through. Of course, if you're listening in on the iTunes, you guys know is the easiest way to listen to The Harder Show. Be sure to subscribe to keep up with everything that goes on the iTunes. Once you subscribe and set it up, guys, you don't even have to think about it. It will be automatically downloaded to the device of your choosing once you set it up for that. And then you don't even have to think about it. Turn on and go, oh yeah, look, new Harder Show, right on. And if you're listening any other way, be sure to let me know what it is, because I would love to hear how you guys listen to the podcast. I always love to hear from you guys. I always love to hear your feedback. I will never ignore you, even if it's not the greatest feedback. Trust me, over the last 99 episodes, I've not always just had positive feedback. To those people who have given me, positive criticism, thank you, because hopefully I have made this podcast something that you enjoy listening to, and I have taken your critiques in a good way, and made this show better, because that's what I want to do. And for the people who were haters, I'm giving you the finger, because I'm doing what I do. I love what I do, and I know that I have a very good and loyal fan base that listens to this podcast, and I'm doing it for you guys and for me. So that's going to do it for me here today, guys. Thank you so much again for tuning, clicking that play button. I will catch you guys on the live cast, the next episode of The Harder Show. Take it easy, guys. See you on the live cast.